Welcome back to another Brodeurland weekly recap. What was the word for this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. The word for this week was self-reliance. That's right. That's being able to trust in your own efforts, trust in your own abilities, rather than just depending on others. And so this week we talked about that, and we talked about how it's really important to keep pushing forward and really being able to trust in yourself. Now, I feel like this word is really fitting given that we came back from a break. It's a new year. We're in 2024, right? And with a new year comes for some people a fresh start, right? A new chapter into some people's lives. And so with that, some people relook at goals. Some people set some goals, right? And through that effort, we got to be able to trust in ourselves. We got to be able to trust in our abilities. Now, that doesn't mean we can't ask for help. We can ask for help. We just don't want to depend 100% on people to do our own goals. If we do that, we have no growth. And we don't build up that confidence to really become the best version of ourselves. Because remember, each and every day, I tell you that we got to build our confidence. And by building our confidence, we can then become the best version of ourselves. And while thinking about that throughout the week, I really love this quote right here. So let me zoom in on this quote right here. My quote out of all the quotes this week that really stepped out was this one. A bird in a tree is never afraid of a branch breaking because it trusts is not in the branch, but on its own wings. Always trust and believe in yourself. Now, the reason I really like that branch and that quote and the wings is because of this. The branch is there. And maybe it's helping the bird at the time, but does the bird necessarily need it? No, because it trusts it in its own abilities and its efforts to use its wings. It's confident in itself. It's confident, and that's what we've got to be. Just like Stan Lee. This week, I showed a video about Stan Lee talking about Spider-Man, and that journey to create Spider-Man was not easy, because when he was creating it, he was thinking, oh, I'm going to really be a little bit different. And he creates Spider-Man, who is going to be a teenager superhero. No teenage superhero had been around at that time. That was the first. Second, right? He was going to give him personal problems. No superhero had personal problems. So when he brings it up to the editor and the main people that are going to give him the thumbs up, the green light to put Spider-Man in the comics and in the different magazines, they said that was the stupidest idea they've ever heard. Well, Stan Lee really had to get it out of him. He was like, come on, I got to get Spider-Man out there. So he went to a magazine that was failing. He threw it in there just to get it out. Like, all right, I'm just going to throw it out there and move on. A month later, the numbers came back, and that magazine's numbers were through the roof. And so the editor comes back out and he goes, Stan, remember that superhero we both really loved? Now, of course, there you see that Stan Lee used some self-reliance right there. He continued to trust in himself and continue to use his abilities and his efforts to get the job done. Now, he also mentions that not every idea, right? Not every idea that we have is going to be a home run, a slam dunk. But don't give up on yourself, right? Be self-reliant. So always remember, you make each week and each day a special day by just you being you. There's no one in the whole world like you except you, and I like you just the way you are. It's good that you exist, but you got to go out. You got to continue to be the best version of you. Until next time, Broder out. Peace.